Okay, I'm a testing, testing, testing. Can the people here in Zoom hear me? Please.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Please get on the mic. And okay. Now, is there anyone on, before I start, let's try to get this together. Is there anyone on YouTube? Let me go to the chat here on YouTube. Um, how do I work chat again here? Am I connected? Fame, assalamu alaikum. Do you hear me on YouTube? There is no echo. You're not in Zoom, right? Don't be in Zoom. Do you hear me on YouTube? Am I clear? No echo, no repeating. Is it? Type yes for me or no in YouTube. Do I have the sound adjusted perfectly? Is it too loud? Not loud enough? Is there an echo? And don't be connected to Zoom. Let me bring in my... No echo. Good job. Let me just do this one time just to make sure I can, just see if I can hear myself. Although it's going to make an echo for me, I know. I just want to hear it. No echo. Good job. Let me just do this one time. Okay, good. Okay. So, I got my phone here on YouTube. We're live on YouTube. Now, let me set up Facebook. We're live on Facebook too, guys. Let me get Facebook connected with my iPad. Hold on. Y'all have to bear with me because I'm a one-man band. There's nobody but me. I don't have no assistants. I got all these computers and laptops. Okay, hold on. Now I need to go to Facebook. Just bear with me, Facebook. Give me a second to come in here so I can see y'all. Facebook. Turn on the camera. I'm coming in on Facebook now. Here's my story. Wow. Look at that. MashaAllah. Yasmin, MashaAllah, you are on Facebook. Can you hear me and see me with no problems? I do. I see myself now too, but I can't turn the sound on and test my sound for myself. The sound is okay for you guys too? On Facebook, right? Y'all see the ticker? No echo, mashallah. What do y'all think about the ticker? I made it purple. Is that okay? And I see what I need to do is mirror. Hold on. Let me see if I can mirror myself. Where did we see mirror at? Oh, no. Remember we saw a mirror and I told y'all remind me where mirror was? Oh, right here, I think. Mirror camera. Let me see. Right hand, left hand. If I post, which hand is that showing up to be? Left or right hand? It's the opposite.
I believe that's your left.
Okay, well that's on here is showing up as right. Okay, now I'm switching this button. Let me take it down. Y'all remember on Zoom is perfect. Now, this is not for Zoom. This is for the other people on Zoom. Don't answer. I need the people on Facebook and YouTube. What hand is this on Facebook, YouTube that I'm holding up? For some reason, I can't mirror. I did something wrong. We'll figure that out. Ooh, I look weird. I look backwards. This is weird for me. Hold on. I got to figure this out. Yeah, it's messed up. On me, it's looking like the right hand. And for you, it's the right too. Hold on. Let me try this again. It says video mirror. Put that down and go like this. What happened? Flip. It's weird. This is supposed to be the right. It's okay. We'll figure that out. I'll figure that part out. Okay, so you guys see the ticker and everything. Now let's try one more thing. Then we can start. Take this off. And one more thing we're going to try, and then we'll start. Took me all night to set this up, y'all. Y'all see the donation thing here? There you go. Support Sooner followers. It's just weird because I'm not mirrored for me. It looks weird. I'm backwards. Okay, but you guys see all that? Okay, mashallah. Then we're all set. We're good to go. Alhamdulillah. So, on Zoom, you guys can't see anything because I'm streaming from you. So, you have to join. By the way, we're broadcasting live on Facebook, live on YouTube, and we are live on Twitter. So if you're using any of those social media platforms, you should be able to see me and I can see you and any questions you may have, except for Twitter. The reason why I'm not logged in on Twitter is because I need this phone for the Q&A. And my laptop is somewhere else. I don't want to get up and go get it. Okay, so, but everybody on Facebook, YouTube, I can see any questions that you guys type. Okay, yeah, this is what I was up doing all night long. Y'all think I did a good job? By the way, guys, please support this Dawah effort. All you got to do is scan that little thing there. Guess what? It takes you automatically to our make a donation thing. So if you can do the scan the code thing here, and it'll automatically take you to make a donation. And as you guys can see, I want everyone to know that our website, Sooner Followers, is open 24. Our Zoom room is open 24 hours a day. Feel free to join us in Zoom and talk and whatever with us. We're there all the time. So let me start my recorder. And that's going to be start on here. 3, 2, 1.
Recording in progress.
Email alhamdulillah wa salamallah wa rasulullah. Welcome to our third episode of the Ask Sister Laila live show. Mashallah. This is the show where as you can call in no matter where you are in the world and ask your questions about Islam, and inshallah I will give you an answer. If there happens to be a question that I can't answer, don't worry, don't fret. Sheikh Morsi is on standby. I can call him and he can swing in here and take it from there. So the phone lines are now open. And by the way, there's someone who is anonymous that keeps calling. Did y'all get that call, Mayleon? Mayleon and Sahar, did y'all get that? Okay, because that person kept calling. I wanted to make sure that they get through. So guys, this is the number. Y'all see the number on the screen? You can call that with your mobile, and that'll bring you directly to our phone lines. And we do have operators standing by to take your call. And should you call and the line is busy, don't fret. All you have to, because they will call you back because your number is logged with us in our system, and my operators will call you back to get your question. Just be brief. Tell them the question so they can hang up and go to the next caller. So now, let's go ahead and get this show on the road with the first question here. It would be really great if someone, Mina, if you are logged in on Facebook, on YouTube, Uh, and here, if you could read the question like you did last time, okay? If people have a question, you can read the question, okay? What is this kind of cutting off for you guys? Okay, well, this is our first time, so we'll see. The recording is going to be clear. Okay, and by the way, I'd like to welcome Nicole back. Nicole, hello, how are you? It's good to see you again. Nicole, let me give you guys a little bit of background about Nicole. She joined us last week, and she's the one that had all those wonderful questions about women, the role of women in Islam, or women's rights. What it is Nicole is interested in Islam, but I can tell she'd make a great Muslim because her first question is, what are her rights and her role as a woman? So all those questions, about marriage and about women's issues came from her. And so if you have any questions, go ahead and ask them again, Sister Nicole. Okay? Okay, one question she has here is, where do I start to learn about a Sunnah guy? Okay, remember the last time we talked, Sister Nicole, we talked about how since there is a brother, a Muslim man who's interested in marrying you, a woman cannot be married unless she has a guardian. That's one of the conditions for a valid marriage contract. So what you need to do is tell this man that if he's interested in marrying you, he needs to appoint a guardian for you, because a non-Muslim cannot be a guardian for you. So this man should have friends or an imam who can represent you. The role of the guardian is to represent the woman's interests when it comes to marriage. Okay, so that brother, remember I told you last week that he should be trying to connect you to a guardian, and someone that can represent your interests, your best interests. Okay, and it's not, he can find them at the masjid. Usually it's the imam. Usually it's the imam of the masjid, or maybe he has a friend. This man has a friend who would be willing to represent your interests. So that's what you need to tell this brother, that he needs to connect you to someone who can represent your interests, who would be a guardian over this. Yeah, so tell him he's the one that should be able to connect you up. Okay? All right. Yeah, and if usually it's the imam of a mosque, or it could be the man's best friend, one of his relatives or something, and that person will go over with you your rights as a woman and a bride, and his job will be to look out for your best interest in marriage. Okay, any other questions in the Zoom room? Go ahead, take the mic, Mina. Or maybe or someone.
It says, are we allowed to leave our husband if he doesn't sexually satisfy us?
Okay, this is something that we spoke about last week. First of all, in Islam, I want you women to understand, unless your husband says to you that he divorces you, you are not divorced. You cannot go and be with another man, because this is a terrible bid'ah, a terrible innovation that unfortunately Muslim women are embarking upon here in America. And I did share this information with Sheikh Muhammad Saeed Atlee and others, so that they can also speak about this, since people like to listen to the men more so than they do Laila. Okay? Unless your husband tells you that he divorces you, you cannot leave him. You cannot be with anyone else. Otherwise, you are an adulterer. So if you are unhappy in your marriage for any reason, be it impotency, be it just you just don't like him no more, then what you need to do is ask your husband to divorce you. If he doesn't want to divorce you, then you need to go to a judge, go to an imam that specializes in marriage and divorce, and explain your situation to him so he in turn can divorce you and can issue a kula, which is a divorce initiated by the woman on your behalf. Do you women understand that? And this is nothing that's uncommon. There was a woman that came to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. She was married to a good companion, but he just was impotent. So she came to him one day and she said, "Oh, Prophet, so and so is impotent." She said, "I'm afraid for myself. He can't perform his duty, and I'm a woman. I'm young. I mean, hey, what am I supposed to do?" And the Prophet said, "Do you want me to divorce you?" She said yes. So the Prophet issued a kula, or divorce, on her behalf. So yes, you can seek a divorce, but you can't just leave him on your own. You can't just think, "Oh, he hasn't had sex with me in 3 months, so we're divorced." No, you have to go through a legal divorce. And I hope you women understand that. Times are hard. A lot of women are complaining that their husbands are impotent. The coronavirus, impacted the world. And a lot of men, lost their job, their livelihood. And, when men get worried and stressed, it takes its toll on them down there. So there's a lot of Muslim women coming to me complaining about impotency from their husbands. Or maybe the man got older and he got high blood pressure, and some of the high blood pressure medicine or diabetes medicine makes him impotent. Okay, if you can't handle that, then you need to seek a kula. Okay, I hope that's clear. Is that clear? Yeah. This is what I'm hearing. I'm hearing that we have some issues on YouTube and Facebook with the sound. Don't forget, you guys can also join the Zoom room. The sound is perfect in Zoom. This is our first time using this program, so let me, if it goes through that, it might be an internet issue not with me, but with the internet that we're using. My latency looks like it's okay. I don't see any problems on my end. It's probably a problem on the internet's end. But remember, you can always join the Zoom room. The sound is perfect in the Zoom room because I'm broadcasting from Zoom. Yeah, remember that, guys. I'm broadcasting from Zoom, so the sound is the best here. But the recording will be, inshallah, be perfect. Yeah. Next question.
Are eyelashes awful?
Oh, really? Pamela said it's really that bad? Really, Pamela? And it's just lagging? Okay, hold on. Let me do something. Let me try something else, see if this will make it better for you guys. Hold on. Where's Twitter? I'm going to release Twitter to see if that makes it better, because not that many people are listening on Twitter. Okay, is this a little better? Maybe this, inshallah, will be a little bit better because I released Twitter. It's not me, it's the internet itself. Not so much me, it's the internet. Okay, I hope that that'll make it better because no, it's not me. My computer can handle it. I don't have too many things connected. It's the internet itself. Yeah, okay, that's better. Good. I'd release Twitter. Okay, all right, next question. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Are eyelashes extensions lawful?
Okay, make sure you guys, when y'all read, be clear when y'all read. Open your mouths up. Don't be nervous so they can hear the question. Okay, I guess she's asking our eyelashes unlawful or lawful? What did you say? Unlawful or lawful?
Eyelashes, lawful. Eyelashes extension.
Okay, this is a question that a lot of women ask. Remember, this is a question that was taken to Sheikh Morsi. Sheikh Morsi was asked this question by you sisters several times, and he said there's nothing wrong with it. That's the opinion of the majority of the scholars. You got different opinions. Some scholars say no because we should avoid deception. Some scholars look at the eyelashes as being because especially the way some of you sisters are wearing them. Some of you sisters are wearing them eyelashes like they coming up to the moon, and it just looks so ridiculous. So some of the scholars tell you guys that you go to the extremes with it. Making yourself look like a cow or something. Like cow lashes, and they tell you no, that you shouldn't wear them. But then Sheikh Morsi and other scholars say it's not so much that they're haram because there's nothing in Islam that addresses it. But as long as you're not putting them on permanently. So those are the two different views from the scholars on issues like this. Sometimes we have different opinions. My view is this. My answer is this. There's an alternative to wearing eyelashes, and that's called fiber lash mascara. So instead of wearing those fake eyelashes where you sisters are walking around looking like cows because your eye they going up to the moon, it's ridiculous. Buy some mascara, fiber lash mascara, because this way you're not putting on anything that's false. It's just regular mascara with fibers in them to strengthen your eyelashes. Plus, that fiber lash mascara is good for your eyes because they have emollients and stuff in it to make your lashes grow and make your lashes strong. I wear fiber lash mascara, not because I'm trying to lengthen my eyebrows, but because when you get older, your woman's hair begins to fall out on her eyes and eyebrows. So I wear it because they help to stimulate the growth and secure them. So that's my answer. My answer would be that you sisters need to leave those false eyelashes alone because too many of you look ridiculous in them. And instead go on Amazon and buy you some fiber lash mascara. And it'll make your lashes as thick and as long as you want without making you look unnatural like a cow. That's my answer to that. Okay? Okay? So that's the answer. But some of the scholars like Sheikh Morsi will tell you there's nothing wrong with wearing those lashes as long as they're not permanent. Then you have other scholars like Sheikh Atlee. Sheikh Atlee would tell you to stay away from them completely because it's deception. Laila will tell you there's always an alternative. And if there's an alternative between the two, whenever the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam was given the choice between two things, he went with the easier one, as long as it didn't entail anything haram. And fiber lash mascara does not haram. It doesn't entail you looking like a cow, and it strengthens and it also protects your eyebrows, stimulates growth, nourishes them, and all of that. So there's the answer. Okay? Okay. Any other questions?
Are we allowed to, let me go back and check. Are we allowed to braid yarn into our hair?
No, this is haram. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said Allah has cursed the woman who lengthens her hair artificially. That's what the Arab women used to do. That's what the Egyptians used to do. Wigs and fake hair didn't exist. It didn't start today. They started with the Egyptians. Why did the Egyptians wear wigs and fake and hair and yarn. They used to shave their head to prevent lice. So it was back in those days, the women and men would shave their head and wear yarn and weaves. Okay? So this is something that you women are not supposed to do. Period. Dot. No fake hair. Not no yarn made out of yarn, string, horse hair. Whip it, whip it, whip it right. None of that. Y'all understand? I whip my hair. Hey, you better whip it on. You be whipping in hell. So no, you women need to leave that alone. Allah has cursed the woman who lengthens her hair artificially, and he has cursed the one who does it for her, and he has cursed the one who pays for it, and he cursed the one who makes it. So no, you women got to stop all that. You know, there's things you can do to grow your hair. Muslims, there's things you can do to grow your hair without having to artificially lengthen it. Okay? Any other questions? Go ahead. And I want you guys to remember, when it comes to the lawful and the unlawful, it's not based on what you thought or what I thought. It's based on what Allah said and what the Prophet ﷺ said. Islam is based on only two sources: the book of Allah, which is the Quran, and the Sunnah of the Prophet Muhammad, which are the hadiths. So a lot of things we think are haram are not. A lot of things we think that is haram, that is not haram is. So Islam is not based on our thoughts. That's why the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, seek knowledge from the people of knowledge. That's the purpose of the Q&A, so you can learn the truth, as long as that person is giving you the answers based on the Quran and the Hadith, like I'm doing, and not a fatwa. Okay? Fatwa is just opinion. It's not nothing else. Okay, and we have a couple of questions here. Somebody on WhatsApp, and if it's not, long as it's not this kid, is texting me on the phone here. And let me see. I don't see it.
Can I go ahead with the 1 and 2?
Yes, go ahead.
It says, should we exclude our fathers from the marriage process if they are abusive or toxic?
We went through all that last week, guys. I want you African sisters to understand. You cannot fire your father. Your father is, you came from out of your father's back. You want to know where you came from? Your mother carried you in her womb. But you came from out of the sperm that came from out of your father's back. You cannot kill him. If you kill him, you're going to burn in hell forever. You cannot unadopt him. You cannot fire him. You can slander his character, like a lot of you women do. But you cannot remove the fact that you came from out of his back. That means you are from him. So since you are from him, you cannot disobey him when he tell you that you can't marry some loser that you ain't got no business talking to on the internet. Because even if your father is so-called abusive towards you, even if your father don't pray, come on, you women, because you sisters. This is why the prophet said a woman cannot get married without a guardian, because we women, we fall in love with the idea of love, and we'll sell our father and call him a kafir and put him out to be killed, to be with some illusion of love. when love don't love nobody. And after you done killed your father, you this man that you was in love with, after he takes your chastity and tosses you to the side and goes after the next girl, you're sitting there looking stupid because you murdered your father because you were in love with the idea of love. Sisters, grow up. If your father said you cannot get married, you cannot get married. You cannot erase the fact that you came out of his back. Is that clear? Okay? Is that clear? You women cannot erase that. And you have no business talking to men on the internet. This is a sin. Righteous women don't do that. We don't sit around having relationships with men on the internet. This is haram. This is not how Muslim women behave. Could you imagine Aisha sitting up trying to find a man in a dating site? We talked about that. That's not Islam. Righteous men are for righteous women. They wouldn't marry a scallywag woman who is on the internet trying to find a dude. They'll look at it for what it is, something wrong with you. So you sisters need to stop it, calm down, go make a work on strengthening your faith, obey your father, and get busy with life. And when it's ready for you to get married, Allah will make it happen. Until then, learn to be patient and work on bettering yourself so that Allah can send you a righteous man, because you're not going to find righteous men on the internet. You're going to find a bunch of losers like y'all see coming in this Zoom room harassing me all day and night. Losers, not righteous men. Righteous men are in the mosques. They ain't got time for that. And they looking for righteous women, not scallywag women. Okay? All right, here's a question here. Could a Muslim go to a funeral of a non-Muslim? We talked about this. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when his uncle died, Abu Talib, he had a hard time with that. Also, when the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam went to the grave to visit the grave of his mother, he had a hard time with that. And so Allah had to send down the word saying it is not befitting for a prophet of Allah, to supplicate for a kafir. The Prophet Muhammad's parents are kafirs, and they are in hell, and they will stay in hell like all other kafirs. Okay? So since we cannot pray for anyone who dies a kafir, we don't attend their funerals. Unless it is someone close to you, like your mother or father. Let me give an example. Sister Anissa on my website. Anissa is 80 years old. Her mother is 100. Her mother is not a Muslim, but Anissa is caring for her mother. Anissa is the only relative that her mother has that can arrange her funeral for her. So Anissa is the one arranging her funeral, her burial. She'll be taking care of all of that. So in that case, if you are the one that has to arrange it and bury them, then that's permissible. Where's my Dahlia? Well, when Abu Talib died, the Prophet went to Ali and he said, the old man has died. Go take care of his funeral arrangements. And that's also the Dahlia. Now y'all know how much the Prophet loved Abu Talib. But Abu Talib was not his father. He was his uncle. He was Ali's father. So Ali went and arranged the burial of his father. The Prophet Muhammad didn't do it. So there's your Adalil. Okay? So no, we do not go to the funerals of Christians or anyone else who died that was not Muslim, because the purpose of going to a funeral is to pray, to make dua that Allah forgives that person of their sins. But Allah tells us if a person dies in a disbeliever, there is no forgiveness. So we can't pray for them. We can't supplicate for them. So we don't attend their funerals. Does that answer the question? And there's the evidence I gave you, the hadith of Ali and the Prophet. The Prophet didn't go to Abu Talib's funeral. He told Ali, your father's dead. Go take care of it. Because Ali was his relative, his closest relative, not the Prophet. Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Y'all got that? And if you do go, like Anissa, if she arranges her mother's stuff, you don't take part in their celebrations. That means we don't take part in their eulogies, because eulogies are haram in Islam. Repast, or whatever they call it, we don't do that. Christians do repasses. Repasses are against Islam, because the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said it is forbidden to eulogize anyone other than Allah. Okay? So that's the answer to that question. Okay, next question. Go ahead. We got a bunch here.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Yeah, one online real quick. The person is asking that. Let me go back to the chat. I'm sorry. She wants to know, can she go back to a man that she divorced?
It depends. If he divorced you irrevocably, no. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said any woman who's been divorced irrevocably cannot those two cannot remarry unless that woman has married another man and tasted his sweetness. What does that mean? That means have had intercourse with him. Because remember, Allah knows his creation better than we know ourselves. Allah knows that a woman, once she realized that you wasn't made of gold, she'll get over you. So that's why she has to remarry and taste another man's sweetness. Because upon tasting his sweetness, she'll realize that, hey, there's better fish in the sea and bigger fish, much bigger fish, and she'll move on. Okay? So it's conditional. If they've been divorced, if he's divorced you twice, then no, you cannot remarry him unless you marry some other man and have a real relationship with him. Because when that happens, you ain't gonna want the other man anyway, because you're gonna realize that it ain't gonna work out. Okay? Do you understand my answer? Whoever asked the question. So, if it's an irrevocable divorce, no. But if the man only divorced you once, okay, and he wants to remarry you, then yes, you can get remarried. You have to go through a brand new contract and all of that. I hope that I'm clear on that. Any other questions? Go ahead.
Should you tell the person you're marrying that you're not a virgin?
This is a very good question, because a lot of sisters come to me with this because people make mistakes. Allah says he forgives all sins, even shirk, if you repent before you die. That's the key. If a woman, when you were young, you were weak, you weren't practicing, so you didn't have a man and slipped up and fornicated, okay? Do you have to tell the man what happened in your past? No, but you have to let him know that you're not a virgin. That's all. But you don't have to go into details. Just like if you were to ask him how many women he been with, he ain't gonna tell you. What man's gonna tell you how many women he been with? He gonna tell you none of your business, and he don't want to talk about it. Well, the same with you. It ain't none of his business how many men you been with. But you do have to it's not your job to tell him this. It's your guardian. Remember, sisters, we don't communicate with the man. In Islam, there should be no communication like that, of that personal of a level between you and no dude. That information should come from your father to him. Any man that's interested in marrying you is supposed to go to your father, not you. And it would be your father's job to tell them, I want you to know my daughter is not a virgin. And that's it. He doesn't have to go into no more details about it. And he's supposed to ask him, are you a virgin too? And that's when the man would tell him, no, I ain't either. Well, that's the end of that. So now, how much money you got to bring to the table? That's how we roll. You women are not supposed to be having conversations like that with no man. That's the conversations they have with your guardian. That's why you're supposed to have a guardian. Everybody understand that? But no, you don't have to tell him how many, but you do you don't tell him anything. Your father does not have to go into detail about how many, but your father does have to let him know that you are not a virgin, just like your father's going to ask him, is he a virgin? Because a man's supposed to be virgins too. Nowhere does Islam say that men can have sex out of marriage, but women can't. It's supposed to be the same. Okay? Does that answer that question? Okay. A question here. What was the book you told me to look up last week? A book. I don't remember that. Sister Nicole, you don't need a book. You need a guardian. Okay? A guardian. You need to, if you're seriously thinking about marrying someone, you need that brother to get you a guardian. An imam or his best friend who's Muslim that can represent you. Okay? What you should be focusing on right now is learning what it means to believe in Allah. That's what you should be learning. What does it, because that's what Islam is about, believing in Allah. You should be learning what it means to believe in Him, learning about Allah's names, learning about Allah's attributes and things like that, and in addition to your rights as a woman. Yeah.
Is microblading allowed? Is microblading allowed if you have missed eyebrows or no eyebrows at all?
All of this is haram, and you women know it. You can call it microblading, micro skating, dip diving, thread and cleaning, bushing. Any woman or man who removes the hair from their eyebrows has the curse of Allah on them. And this could be another reason why a lot of you women cannot find husbands, because you're cursed. You have hair weaves in. You're removing your arch in your eyebrows, plucking out your eyebrows. So this is why Allah is not giving you sisters any good men to come looking for you. You have Allah's curse. You have to learn to love yourself. Okay? I don't think anybody's eyebrows thicker than mine. And by the way, you can't hardly see, but mine go all the way across. These are hairs. Everybody has hairs between their eyes. You can take a toothbrush like I do, and comb them. Look how I got my eyebrows shaped. I comb them with a toothbrush. And there's stuff you can buy, for eyebrows that I put on to smooth them down. Because if I did, my eyebrows would be like a wolf. I like the wolf look. But other people don't. I do. But other people don't. Okay, so you sisters need to stop all that. You don't arch your eyebrows. You take a toothbrush and train them. It's just hair. It's just like the hair on your head. You can train hair to grow evenly. Just brush it every day. And they got the eyebrow liquid stuff that makes them stay down like mine are. Because if I did, mine would be bushed all over. Okay, but no, you cannot remove your eyebrows. You can't pluck them. You can't tweeze them. You can't microblade them. You can't thread them. Just because we change the word does not change the sin. You can't do that. Learn to love yourself, sisters, and be happy. And then Allah won't curse you. And then maybe you will find a nice husband. Remember, righteous men are for righteous women. A righteous man ain't gonna marry no woman that doesn't fear Allah. So she cuts her eyebrows. You know, a righteous man don't hook up. You're only gonna get these no good men. These men that shave their beards and stuff. Yeah. Any other questions? Go ahead. And this is a question on WhatsApp. Hold on, let me look at it. Hold on. WhatsApp just sent me a text message. I can't see it, brother. I saw a message from you, and now where did it go, Malik? Text it to me again. You know I'm not WhatsApp suave, but I saw you text me something, and I don't know where it went.
Okay, this is another question. It says, I was wondering whether it is haram to clone, as in cloning humans or animal parts. This question may seem nonsensical, but I need an answer for an assignment in science class.
There's nothing in Islam that mentions anything about cloning, because you can't clone a human being anyway. Okay? Dr. Asim is a food scientist. They clone vegetables. So, no. The type of cloning that you're talking about for a science class, no. That type of stuff, no. That's nothing. That's science. Because you can't clone a human being. It's impossible. You can't put a soul in. Only Allah can put the soul in. All right, next question.
If a woman dies and never got married, will Allah punish her in the hereafter?
Allah does not punish us for things that we didn't do wrong. If a woman doesn't get married, it just wasn't in the cards for you, as they say. That wasn't the Carter. Some of the early, we had some of the female scholars. Imam Ahmed's, a couple of his teachers were women who never married. You don't know what Allah has written for you. There's a lot of women that never got married and they died. Maybe you got blew up in an elevator or something. Who says that you going to hell because you single? I'm not married. You think Allah gonna throw me in hell? Okay? Marriage is something that we do, okay? To procreate. Also to live in harmony with someone to share life with. But if circumstances happen that you just don't get a husband or in a situation to marry, then why would Allah punish you for something that you had no control over? Now I'm going to tell you when marriage becomes an obligation. Marriage becomes an obligation upon every Muslim if you have a problem controlling your hormones. Now, if you're out fornicating, if you're out adulterating, that's different. But if you are in control of your emotions, you are in control, you're not going around sexing and all of that, then there's nothing, and you choose to be alone, then there's nothing wrong with that. But if you got a sex problem, a sex Jones or any of that, talking to men, then you need to get married. That's when marriage becomes an obligation. But if it's not that, then it's not an obligation. Okay? Yeah, any other questions?
After you showered, and if you accidentally touch your private area while drying, does it break your wudu?
Okay, this is a good question too. It's best, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam told the companions, if there's a barrier between the hand and the private parts. So like if you're drying yourself out and the towel is a barrier, fine. But if you touch your private parts, you have to make another wudu. Okay? If in the private parts is not your breast, the private parts is your vagina. Okay? So if you're using a towel as a barrier, then you're fine. But if you touch it with your hand and no barrier between your hand and the skin there, then you need to make another wudu. Very good question. Yes, go ahead. And by the way, if that sound is breaking up, that's because we have a lot of people logged in. We got a lot of people, and mashallah, it's good to see this. And by the way, guys, just to let you guys know, you guys see our little ticker there. Please make sure you donate to support our website. You know, you see that code there. Just scan the code, and it'll take you right to the make a donation tab. And also look at the bottom of the ticker. You know, our Zoom room is open 24 hours a day. I'm usually here on the internet all day. I don't get much sleep. You can always come in here and ask questions and also learn the deen, inshallah. Yes, go ahead. There's a lot of questions here. Y'all see the questions on YouTube?
Yes, I can read one of some of them.
Okay. Yeah, please read them.
If a man is responsible to provide for his wife and everything she earns is strictly hers, does he have the right to require for her not to work?
Okay, this is a very, 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 very good question. Because we're living in the days of fitting. We have to understand what the role of the man is in the marriage and what the role of the woman is. Allah is clear in the Quran. Allah tells us that the men are providers and maintainers over women because Allah has given them not just the physical strength, but emotional and spiritual strength too that women don't have. It's not a woman's job to work to provide for the family. Your job is to take care of the home. It is your responsibility as a woman to raise your children, teach them tawheed, teach them how to pray, teach them the deen. And it's also your job to take care of your husband's property. It's your job to make sure that the bills get paid. That's the woman's job. The man makes the money, brings the money home to you, and you are supposed to take the money and make sure that the rent is paid, that the food is bought, the clothes are gotten, and all of that. Women are not breadwinners in Islam. So your husband has the right to tell you he does not want you to work. That is why a woman needs a guardian before marriage, because that's the purpose of the marriage contract. An example, say you went to school to be a nurse or a doctor. This is something that you want to do. You need to put it in your marriage contract that you will continue to work during the marriage, because your husband has the right to tell you he don't want you working. And even though you put it in your contract, upon marriage, if your husband sees that you are falling short in your responsibilities to him and the family, he can still tell you to quit your job. Islam is a check and balance. Okay, so the brother is correct. A woman is not obligated to work in Islam, but if you want to work, you better put it in your marriage contract. And if you put it in the contract, you better fulfill your other obligations as a Muslim woman. Otherwise, he can still tell you to quit that job. Y'all got that? Very good question. That's one of the rights of a man. He's the provider. He's the maintainer. He's the protector, not you. Allah didn't make us to be that way as women. You know, subhanAllah. I feel so much better that I don't have to work because I retired now. It was hard these past 36 years, having to take care of myself. You know, I don't know how I did it, but mashallah, it's done, and I can stay home. The house is better for you. Yes, good question.
What are the rights of women when they get married?
Well, there's a lot of rights that women have. First of all, every woman has the right to her own home. This is a very important topic on that issue because too many of these Muslim men today, especially in America, trying to be like the LDS. They watch too many shows on TV, like the Sister Wives, and they think that Muslims are what you call them people, LDS Mormons. We're nothing like them. Every woman has the right to have her own home. We don't live together. The prophet's wives did not live in the same house. Every woman has the right to her own accommodation. That's her first right. Okay? And also she has the right to be provided for according to her means. That's why you need a guardian too. Because your guardian is not going to marry you to a man that cannot accommodate you according to your status. You come from a wealthy family, and here this man is in the projects on welfare. That's tell you right there that marriage ain't gonna work. Okay? She has the right to be cared for according to how her father cared for her. So that's why you need that father involved, because he's not going to marry you to a scallywag. He's going to make sure that whoever you marry is on the same status as you are. Okay? Where he can take care of you the way you're used to being cared for. Okay? So that's another right. So it depends on what type of rights. We all got rights, women and men, but those are the two main ones. You have the right to your own accommodations. He can't marry you and move you in with his mother. He can't marry you and move you in with some other woman. Okay? And he's to be your provider and your maintainer and your protector. He has to feed you when he feeds himself, clothe you when he clothes himself. He has to protect you from harm. Those are your main rights. Okay? Is that clear? Yeah, those are the main rights. That's why you need that guardian. Yeah.
Is a Muslim woman required to douche to cleanse the vaginal area?
Okay. Okay, we can think about stuff. First of all, they didn't have douches. To say that something is a requirement, that means that if I don't do it, I'm going to hell. Well, you should be able to answer that question because douches didn't exist back in the BC days. But let me explain to you how the woman's body works. Allah explains to us that what goes up comes down. It's called the laws of gravity. A woman's body cleanses itself every day. That's what that discharge is. That's in your underwear. That's your body cleansing itself. And every time you take a bath, I'm talking about soak in the tub. When you're taking a bath, lying in a bathtub, the water cleanses you out that way. So are you required to douche? No, douches didn't even exist. But are you required to keep yourself clean? Yes. And how do you clean yourself? By taking a bath on a regular basis. That's how a woman cleanses herself. By bathing on a regular basis. Allah hates nastiness. Allah hates filth. Allah hates funk. So you sisters need to soak it. Try to soak that body every now and then to get it cleaned out. Okay, because when you lay in the bathtub, that's a douche. It goes up and comes out. Yeah. Okay. I hope I answered the question. Yes. Go ahead. Yeah, any other questions? Go ahead. Yeah. Yeah, and also, guys, this is another question. I'm going to answer this question because there's so much nonsense out there. Is it haram to do yoga? I'm going to go ahead and answer this. Again, whenever somebody tells you that something is haram, they have to do what y'all see me doing, which is bring the clear evidence from the Quran or from the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. We cannot sit up and say something is haram. And there's nothing that Allah said say that. Because remember, the Prophet said most things in life are lawful. If I were to sit down and write down all the haram things that we can't do, I probably wouldn't have 3 pages. Most things are lawful in Islam. But what's happening today is there's a lot of men out there answering questions about Islam. And when they get a question like, can we do yoga? They don't understand what we're talking about, what yoga is. So they'll say it's haram because they don't know what it is. Just like a person, a lot of these men, they don't know the difference between lying and writing a fiction novel. So you're going to say it's haram to write a fiction novel. It's not haram. Just say you don't know. Let's talk about yoga. What is yoga? Well, here in America, I ain't talking about India. I ain't talking about what Houdini did, whoever he is. In America, you know, we do yoga all the time. What is yoga? Yoga is nothing but exercising your body to keep your body in shape. Yoga entails stretching the muscles, stretching the limbs. It's really good for a person like me who has arthritis. I just had 2 knee replacement surgeries. My doctors highly recommended yoga because it helps the knee to get back lubricated. It helps the new joint to become acclimated. I do yoga every other day. Okay? All it is stretching, bending, pulling your muscle in, breathing, inhaling, exhaling, bending to the left, bending to the right. Who said that's haram? In fact, the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam encouraged us to exercise. The Prophet used to exercise. He used to stretch. He used to bend. He used to do in and out and move his hands up. Aisha used to stretch, bend, jumping jacks, run, stomach exercises. This is all yoga is. So to sit up and say it's haram to stretch, it's haram to bend, you are a nincompoop. I'm sorry. So we have to understand what the people are asking before we answer questions. Now, if you're talking about living in India, I don't even know what they do. Meditation, woo, 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 chanting the bells. Who cares? We're talking about America. Aux États-Unis. We do yoga here. We do Pilates here. We do martial arts. We do Tai Chi. Tai Chi is the same thing. You're going to tell us it's haram to do Tai Chi? Because this is what the Kafir do? Everything is not imitating the Kafir, guys. And this is what you brothers have to stop doing. If you don't understand the question, stop saying that people imitate the Kafir. To imitate the Kafir means to do something that is unique to them. Ibn Abbas was asked, how do we define what it means to imitate the Kafir? Ibn Abbas said to imitate the Kafir means to do something that is unique to them, that only they do. The non-believers are not the only people that exercise. The non-believers are not the only people that stretch. All humans stretch. So stop doing that, people. So is it haram to do yoga? No. Laila Shiva does yoga every other day. It helps my rheumatoid or osteoarthritis, whatever you call that stuff I got. And most doctors recommend it. Maybe that's why we have become a fat, obese, unhealthy nation. Y'all need to stop thinking that everything is haram and get up off your behind and go do some exercise. Baby, that'll make the nation not be so obese. Obesity slows down your mind and makes you not think quick correctly too. So no, yoga is not haram if it's the exercising. Now, if you talk about some belief system, we ain't talking about belief system. We talking about working out, stretching, bending, tightening your stomach, tightening your quads, tightening your pecs. This is yoga. I'm doing yoga right now. This is yoga. How is that haram? Get it together, brothers. All right. Next question.
So now, Sister Laila, I found out my mother has pancreas cancer 1 month ago. What is the best thing I can do to help her on in this life and in the hereafter?
Is this person Muslim?
Most likely.
Okay, if the person's Muslim, just make dua for her, subhanahu Allah, and try to help your mother to deal with the qadr of Allah. Because this is another one of those diseases that if a person dies of, that makes them also in the category of a martyr. Okay? Cancer is an incurable disease. The pancreas is part of that stomach area. So if your mother bears this trial with patience, and if your mother remains calm and accepting of the qadr of Allah, then this could be a means of paradise for her. Okay? A means of forgiveness of her sins. So what you need to do is try to convince your mother to spend her last days here repenting. To have her do at least she knows. A lot of people die and don't know that death was coming. They get killed in a car accident. Okay? So what you do is convince your mother to make the most of these days here on earth, doing good deeds that are pleasing to Allah, asking for forgiveness of her sins, and you make dua for her too. And you ask for forgiveness of her sins. And remember, a lot of people have been diagnosed with cancer and they still survive. Allah can change a situation. Allah sends miracles. So never lose hope, and tell your mother to keep the hope burning too. Because I know a lot of my clients had that and they survived. Still here. Okay? So that's telling us just to make the most of these days and get closer to Allah during this time.
I just wanted to confirm that she is Muslim.
Yeah, okay, good. MashaAllah. And what about if the person can't pray? If the person if she's doped up, if they have her doped up, the pen is lifted, guys, if we are no longer sane. If they got her in like that hospice situation where that you're like this, she's not held accountable. I mean, we can't approach our prayers not knowing what's going on anyway. Allah is merciful. He doesn't hold us accountable for what we can't do. He gives us the reward based on what we did when we could do it. So if she's doped up and like this and can't do nothing, then Allah is, but tell her if she can, if she is coherent, if her mind is there, tell her she can pray in her mind. She can lay in that bed and imagine herself, making the positions of going through the positions of the prayer and pray in her bed. That's how easy this religion is. That's if she's coherent. If she knows what's going on, tell her to lay in that bed and make salat. Combine her prayers. She can combine Dhuhr and Asr together, and Maghrib and Isha together, and pray in her mind. You help her make a wudu. You make a wudu for her over the wudu body parts, and she can pray in her mind. Yes. Yeah. If her mind is not there, then don't worry about it. Sometimes that medicine, they're done. They're gone. They don't know. The pen is lifted. They don't know what's happening. Yeah, don't worry about it. That's a terrible thing. I had to go through that with a lot of my clients. Hospice. Yeah. Yeah. Any other questions? Go ahead. Yeah. May Allah make her better. Never lose hope. Keep making dua and keep trying to get her to repent from her sins. Even if she's not coherent, try to talk to her and tell her, Mom, may ask Allah to forgive you, and all that. Try to get her to do that. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Any other questions there? Go ahead. Yeah,
Sister,
go ahead.
a sister wants to know what happens if you don't forgive someone that did something terrible to you and you happen to pass away without forgiving them.
Okay, first of all, this is another category of misbelief. There are some people that think that we have to forgive people. Who said that? Some sins are unforgivable. That's why as Muslims we believe in qisas. We're not Christians. We have to stop mixing Christianity into Islam. We are not turn the other cheek people. Do y'all understand that? We believe in qisas, an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. You slap me, I'm going to beat the heck out of you. That's what we believe in. Okay? 3 things are sacred. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, anyone who declares La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah, 3 things are sacred, are off limits. That means you can't do anything to take that person's life. You can't do anything to destroy that person's honor or reputation. And you cannot take any of his property. Those are the 3 no-nos in Islam. If somebody violates your life, if somebody violates your honor, if somebody violates what's yours, qisas. We don't forgive you for that. The Prophet didn't forgive people for that. The companions didn't forgive people for that. Your life, your honor, your property is sacred. So where do y'all get this Qadarian, Mu'tazila mixed with Christianity belief that you can come and rape me. You can rape my daughter and I'm supposed to forgive you? Oh, heck no. You rape my daughter, I'm taking your life. Because she was my property. My property is sacred. You violated the trust. Qisas. What makes you think that I'm supposed to forgive you because you slandered me? You destroyed my reputation. People don't want to listen to me. People don't want to buy from me. That my honor, my reputation was sacred. I'm not forgiving you. I want qisas. I want you to go to all those people that you lied about me to and tell them, yes, I lied. I'm a liar and I'm a loser for slandering her. We Muslims believe in qisas. You Muslims today are weak. Y'all got to get it together. Learn your deen. 3 things. I don't have to forgive you for nothing. And that it falls in that. You rape mine, I'm raping yours. You take mine, I'm taking yours. Hello, that's Islam. Hello. So what makes you think you're supposed to forgive somebody if they raped you, raped your kid, stole your property, slandered your reputation, destroyed your life? I'm supposed to say, here, turn the other cheek, destroy this one too. That ain't us. That ain't how we roll. That's Christianity. That's not Islam. Hello, we good people. We're sweet people. We're nice people. We get along with our neighbors. We're kind to the animals. But don't you dare cross me or mine. Because I want qisas. That's how we roll. Does that answer your question? So, what makes you think you're supposed to forgive everybody for everything? We're going to hold hands to sing Kumbaya. LGBTQ. God is love. God is good. Eat your green beans like you should. You slap me, I'll give you my other cheek. Where do y'all get this from? Y'all better learn the deen. You better learn about the prophet and his companions. Aisha wasn't no turn the other cheek. Aisha never forgave them people for the slander they did against her. When they slandered Aisha, she never forgave. Why do y'all think her and Ali didn't get along? And Ali didn't slander her. All Ali did was tell the prophet to divorce her. She never forgave Ali for that. That's why she fought against him. She didn't have to forgive him. She said, why would you tell him to divorce me? I ain't forgiving you for that. No. You shouldn't have told him that. You should have kept your mouth shut. So where do y'all get this misconception that we are Christians that in disguise who just do what you want to me? Take me. God. Where do y'all get this from? Did I answer your question? Now, if it's something petty, then that's different, guys. But if it's something about your honor, your life, your property, who told you have to forgive? That answers that. Now, you took my shoes. That's different. Latifah, you never gave me back my shoes. That's something different. That ain't life and honor and property of anything. Y'all get it? Common sense. Yeah. Any other questions? I remember.
A question.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Listening to the Quran while doing other activities, or do you have to sit there and ponder when you're listening to the Quran?
This is a very good question. And a law is clear. A law tells us that whenever you hear the Quran recited, you should ponder it. So if the Quran is playing in your car, you're riding the car, that's the purpose of putting it on, to keep you alert. You should be reciting it with the reciter and thinking about the meaning. Yes. If you're cleaning up your house and the Quran is playing in the background, think about it. Ponder what Allah is saying. That's the whole purpose. That's how the Quran calms us down spiritually. That's how the Quran brings peace and tranquility to us spiritually. Because whenever we hear it being recited, we ponder and contemplate what Allah is saying. So yes, you're supposed to listen, ponder what Allah is saying. That's why we put it on in the house. That's why we put it on in the car. It'll keep you awake, that's for sure. Especially if you're taking Dr. Asim's class and learning the meaning. Every time I hear Surat Nas, I think about it in a whole different way now. After Dr. Asim's class. Ikhlas, a whole different way. Yes. Go ahead.
Okay, there's a quick question. So someone says a woman has a sister-in-law that's been at her house for 2 months, and they want to know how long should a guest stay in your home. And this woman is an elderly woman, by the way, so she doesn't know how to politely tell her to go.
Okay, this is a big problem. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said the rights of the guest. The rights of the guest is just 3 days. That's it. That's it. That's it. Oh, you don't, and we don't take advantage of people like that. She got to go. You tell her you've been in my house too long. You got to go. I'll pay for you a hotel room for 1 night, and after that you on your own, whether you elderly or not. People will take advantage of you guys. You got to not allow people to take advantage of you. Somebody staying for 2 months, that's no. You only owe them 3 nights. That was it. That was it. That was it. She should have been gone. So it ain't about being polite. She wasn't polite to impend upon you. So you just tell her, look, it's been too long. You got to go. I will pay for you a hotel room for a couple of days. After that, you on your own. Call the mosque. Contact the mosque. That's what the mosque is for. That's what the zakat fund is for. You tell her that she can call the mosque and ask the imam to give her some money, for a hotel room or apartment or whatever. But she got to get out. That's just how it is. Some things we can't be but so polite about, because there's a thin line between being polite and being taken advantage of. And people play on their elderliness too. I can do it. I play the game. My mother taught me how to do it. Sabrine do it. Don't y'all hear Sabrine play it? We the elderly, we know how to play the, oh, I'm crazy. I can't think right. We know how to play it. So you tell her she got to go. Time to go. Go to the mosque and get help. Yeah. Okay, next question. Go ahead. Did that call go to you guys? Because I don't know if that was what happened. Did y'all get that one? I think they did. Yeah, go ahead.
The question is basically, the person is getting married, and she wants to know if she celebrated her first anniversary, would that be considered worship?
Oh God, what does it mean to worship something? This is something that the Muslims don't understand today. There's nothing wrong with reward. There's a difference between rewarding someone and worshiping someone. If you look up the meaning of worship in a dictionary, it becomes clearer to you guys. To worship someone is to put someone on a level that they are undeserving of. A level that really only belongs to the one creator. If your husband says, we've been together for 2 years, I'm going to take you out to dinner. How is that worshiping anybody? That's not putting you on a pedestal. That's rewarding you for putting up with him and his spitting up for 2 years. That's all that is. Okay? So it's a big difference between worship and reward. And a lot of the men out there answer that question and tell y'all that it's haram because that's worship. They don't understand, because in their culture, this is why, again, we have to be careful how we answer questions about Islam. You have to be a part of the culture. You have to know the cultural practices, just like that yoga stuff. Americans do yoga and Pilates, especially the elderly people. It's part of our physical therapy. Okay? We're not talking about the yoga that people worship in India. This is Americans you're talking about. You have to know the culture before you answer questions. In this culture, if you've been together for a long time, you go out with your husband and have dinner. Not because we worship each other. It's just, brother, thank you for putting up with me for 25 years. We done been through some hard times, dude, and we still here. That's all that is. That's not worship. Birthdays is worship, because here you're going to give me a present, give me gifts, eulogize me for no reason at all. And eulogizing, celebrating a anniversary, a marriage anniversary is not eulogizing. You're just going out thanking each other, for putting up with each other. That's just like if I came home, if I was married, and said, I'm going to take you out to dinner right now because I'm so sorry that I was working late today. Come on, babe. That's not reward. That ain't got nothing to do with worshiping anyone. So when you brothers answer these questions like that, instead of telling American Muslims that stuff is worship because you don't understand the culture, just say, I don't know. Go ask somebody else who's part of this culture. Because you got Muslims thinking here America that they can't do yoga. Well, if they don't do yoga, their knee is going to cap up, and you're going to answer to Allah for that? As to why here a woman done had total knee replacement surgery. She has to do some form of exercise to get that knee to retract and bend. And she looks at you and says, Sheikh so-and-so saying yoga's haram. It's imitating the kafir. What? Get off your behind and get up and move that knee. I mean, come on, brothers. Y'all got to be careful with the way y'all answer questions. Now, if you're talking to some Hindis, that's something different. You're talking to American Muslims. You got to know their lingo. You got to know their lifestyle. You got to know that words may sound the same and have different meanings too. Remember, American Muslims were the one that invented the word revert, even though it's supposed to be convert. But you got to know the lingo. So be careful how y'all answer questions. Now, if you back home in your country, maybe yoga's haram. But it ain't haram here. And Laila Nashiba does it every 3 times a week. You understand that? And Pilates. Find out what that is too. But you say that's haram. And she does a cardio program. Find out what that is. And she's getting ready to take Tai Chi. Find out what it is before you tell the people it's haram. SubhanAllah. All right. Next question. But no, if your husband wants to take you out to dinner, because y'all been together, for however many years, that ain't worship. That's reward. Yeah. Go ahead. Everybody quiet. Don't get answers like
when
this.
When you're married, can you wear a bathing suit?
When you're married, can you wear a bathing suit? What do you mean?
That's your question.
Oh, Sister Nicole, remember I told you last week, if you don't convert to Islam, he's probably not going to marry you. Because our laws are for us, not for you. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said our laws are for us. Their laws are for them. Your husband cannot force you to dress like a Muslim woman when you don't believe La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah and you are not a Muslim. So our laws are for us. But if you should convert to Islam, again, we do not leave the house without being covered. You have to look like me. The only thing we can show publicly is this. Are my face, hands up to this, and whatever jewelry and makeup I have on them. That's it. But we cannot walk out the house with my breasts hanging out. And you see how I have my jilbab over my breasts? I cannot go around emphasizing my breasts and showing my legs to my skin, dropping it like it's hot. We don't do that because it's not. Yeah. But that's if you're a Muslim. But if you are not a Muslim, he's probably not going to marry you because he cannot enforce our laws on a non-Muslim woman. Yes. Yes. Now, if you got a swim, if you became Muslim and y'all got a swimming pool at home, you can dress however you want to. You can get in the pool naked if you want to. If ain't nobody there but you and him. But in the public, we have to cover up. But you can run around the house naked. It's just you and your husband. But we can't let no one else see us like that. Yeah. Yeah. Very good questions. And I want you brothers, to understand that. That's why Allah says in the Quran, it would be better if you married a Muslim slave girl than to marry one of the women of the people of the book. Because how are you she's not subjected to our laws. She doesn't believe in them, so how can she be subjected to them? She doesn't believe in Allah, so how can she fear Allah? So that's why you brothers got to think about that before you marry non-Muslim women. They're going to still be Cardi B. They ain't going to be no Khadijah. You marrying Cardi B. You ain't marrying Khadijah. All right? So think about it. And I don't, and it's, what's going to happen to your children? The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that children usually take on the religion of their mother, because the mother is the one that spends the most time with them in their formative years. Who's deserving of the child before puberty? The mother is. And the age before puberty are the formative years. So they usually take on whatever religion their mother is. So now when you brothers marry non-Muslim women, instead of y'all thinking about how hot it is that sex gonna be, but sex gets old. It'll be hot for the first 2-3 times. Then you realize it ain't nothing but a different woman. And if she's pregnant and you now you worried about how this kid gonna be. She's not gonna raise that kid as no Muslim. That chick kid will be dropping it like it's hot too, if it's a girl. So you brothers gotta think. That's why you think it out before you marry these non-Muslim women. Think with your mind instead of thinking downstairs, brothers. Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, I know you are. So I got brothers in here, and I got to talk to them too, you know. Yeah, this is Sister Nicole with these good questions, and I really respect how she's doing this. She's interested in converting to Islam, and she wants to know her rights as a woman, and that's how you Muslim women need to be before y'all jumping up and down trying to get married to a bunch of losers. Okay? Know what your rights are, like she's doing. She's learning her rights as a woman. Yeah, that's intelligent. She'll probably be Muslim too, inshallah. Well, I'll make her Muslim, inshallah. I mean. And by the way, guys, please pass this on. Our Q&A is held every Friday from 8 to 10. That's the number. And please, try to support this Dawah effort. As you guys can see, I do have a new program I'm using now that's allowing me to stream to Facebook, YouTube, and all these other platforms at the same time. But this program costs $200 a month. This ain't no cheapie. This is real software. $200 a month. So please click on that tab, to support us. You can scan the scanner there, and it'll take you. You can pay using PayPal, or you can Zelle us at that Zelle address given there and on the ticker. So that way we can cover these software expenses and the phone lines and stuff. Yes. Go ahead. Any other questions? Go ahead. And yeah, go ahead. Walaikum salam.
I'm loving your matching background. You look gorgeous in there.
Thank you. Oh, thank you. Yeah.
My question is, and I'm sorry I missed most of this, but I just remembered. And my question is this: I have a I don't know what to call it, but a companion that I kind of distance myself from, and I'm wondering with Ramadan coming, how do I rationalize or forgive this bad behavior? I believe this person is very critical of me. So I explained to her, I explained to her that I didn't appreciate her input because I didn't want to ask for it, and two, it wasn't tendered gingerly. It was given in some sort of parental chastisement way. And so I'm wondering, do I have to forgive her for her shortcomings? With the onset of Ramadan coming, it makes you review some things. Or do I just leave this alone, handle smooth?
Well, I don't know the situation, but again, you don't want to hold. There's a thin line between holding a grudge and forgiveness. Now, this is what's haram, guys. It's the grudge thing. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said any Muslim who dies holding a grudge against another Muslim will never enter paradise. So I don't know what happened in particulars. You can tell a person, look, let dead dogs be dead dogs, and give salams and keep it moving, and not hold a grudge. And you ain't got to hang out with that person no more.
I don't think I hold a grudge.
I think I accept that this is her way. This is just her way.
Mm-hmm.
And being that we Muslim, and I actually gave her a shahada,
Oh,
that
okay.
I'm feeling some type of way because
Yeah.
I thought our friendship was more valuable than the petty things that she split us up about.
Oh, well, just do this then. Just simply call and tell her, I just want to call and wish you a happy Ramadan. And that way, you got the blessings for that. You call her and tell her, Ramadan's getting ready to start, and I was thinking about you. I just want to call and wish you a happy Ramadan and hope your fast is good. May Allah bless you and help us grow. And that's the end of it. So that way, again, you kept the tie. You didn't break the tie. The tie is still there.
Okay.
You know,
Right, okay.
but just call and wish her a happy Ramadan, and just, small chat with her, just on the phone, little small chit chat here, and then just call it a day.
That sounds like a bet.
That's the way we handle that. So that way it's reaffirming to her, that I didn't cut you off. And that's also reaffirming with yourself that you ain't got no grudge. And that's also making that jinn go somewhere and sit down. So that's just called and say happy Ramadan, It's one of
Okay,
them.
cool.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Alhamdulillah. Now, any other questions? Let me see. Let's see what happens first, Ifty. Let's see what happens. Yeah, let's see what happens first. Yeah. Did the sound get better on YouTube, guys, and Facebook? I can tell you now, I'm looking at the different mediums. I got more people listening to me, y'all right, on YouTube than Facebook. On Facebook, I only see 2 people in there. On YouTube, we got 22. So y'all right. I definitely won't get. Yeah, I definitely won't. Oh, girl, yeah, girl, you ain't go check me out. We got the hashtag and all kinds of stuff going on.
It's 42 people.
Girl, we got a ticker. I got the ticker working finally. I got the make a donation. I got a new logo. Y'all like the new logo I made with the Prophet's Mom? Sooner followers? Girl, yeah. It's really nice on YouTube and Facebook. Oh, yeah. And I was on Instagram, too. I cut Instagram off, though. I didn't have anybody listening on Instagram. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, any other questions? Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Question. Some of my family members were asking. When like somebody dies, how some woman they just like cry so bad, like hollering and wailing and just being so dramatic. And I was telling my mom that it's not, we're not supposed to do something like that. You can grief and stuff like that, but you don't need to be doing so extra. And then a bunch of women, they were like, why we can't do that? Why are you grieving? So it was just like, and this one of the lady asked, why is it not permissible for us to do that?
Okay, the answer is real simple, because Allah says so. That's it. Allah makes the laws, the law makes the rules, and if we can't accept it, then that's a problem with you and your belief. Okay? Allah says any woman, for the woman who wails over the deceased, she will be raised up on the day of judgment in a dress of tar and scabs. Also, another hadith, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, those women that wail and scream over the deceased are not of us. That means they're not even considered to be Muslim. Okay? Because these are people that cannot accept the qadr of Allah. So the simple fact is, we don't do it because Allah said so. If you believe in Allah, you will obey Him. We remember, guys, as Muslims, we're supposed to be people of dignity, humility, and balance. We have to conduct ourselves with dignity, even in the face of death. We don't scream and holler and question the qadr of Allah. Okay? This is what the kafir do, not those of us who believe in Allah. So just tell them that's why.
Is this true for the funeral and not just the graveyard? I'm understanding if you do it at the graveyard, the soul is tortured.
That's period. Yes, if the person has not told you, if the person did not tell you not to grieve over him, then yes, that person's held accountable. But if the person had told you that he didn't want nobody grieving over him like that, and he put it in his will, then Allah doesn't punish them. He just punishes you. Most people put it in their will that there will be no grieving and sacrilege over my death. If you put it in your will, then if the people act stupid, Allah doesn't hold us accountable for it. But you have to tell them. Sister Queen, you can read any Quran to your mother, because all of the Quran are the words of Allah. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said in an authentic hadith, recite Surah Yasin when a person is dying. So if your mother is dying, you want to put on Surah Yasin, because that will calm her down. Yeah. Oh yeah. So play Surah Yasin for her, because that will calm her down. But any other Quran is good for her. Just play any of it. Baqarah, Surah Baqarah and Surah Imran will be an intercessor for us on the day of judgment. Surah Baqarah and Imran will be an intercessor for us. Yasin is good for calming people down when they're sick. Yes. So just try to just keep the Quran playing for her. You know, that'll help to calm her, and then talk to her about repentance and stuff. Yeah. Alhamdulillah. May Allah make it easy for you and your mother, Sister Rifi. I know that's hard. That's hard. That's really hard to deal with. It is. Yes, it is. Yes, what does it mean? Here's a question here. What does it mean when I say that the lawful and the unlawful have been clearly defined? The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that clearly defined means there's a verse from Allah or from him that specifically says the thing is haram. So for example, if I tell you it's haram to eat pork, I got to bring forth the verse from the Quran where Allah says it's haram to eat pork, and the verse does indeed exist. Hold on for a second. This is a what app? You're on the air with Sister Laila. Can I have your question, please? Wait a minute, hold on, let me fix the sound. Hold on, I can't hear the brother, whoever this is. I sound like it's a brother. Talk again, please. Walaikum salam. Wait a minute. Walaikum salam. Can you hear me now? Yes, now we can. Go ahead.
Yes, I'm a brother, actually, so I have two questions. I just came across this channel, and I was wondering if it's, like, more geared towards sisters or brothers as well.
But either one. Both. It's both. I have brothers here too asking. Yes, go ahead.
I'm sorry. Give me 1 second.
Yes.
Okay. So here's my question. Can you hear me? I'm sorry.
Yes, go ahead. Yeah. Yes, we hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, okay. So, we've been talking a lot about forgiveness and the rights of the Muslims. My question is, if I've harmed one of the Muslimin and I go out of my way to seek their forgiveness and they're reluctant to do so, and they just don't want to forgive me, and I ask many times, and then eventually I ask them, can you forgive me? And they say yes. Am I clear? Am I basically guaranteed that, I have their forgiveness, or do they have the ability to recant that? And should I be worried about that coming back on Yom Qiyamah?
That's a very good question. If the person has told you yes, then that's the end of it. That's it. If they want to recant that's their problem. But if the person has told you yes, that they forgive you, then alhamdulillah, you forgiven and you move on. And I'm going to tell you guys something. Part of forgiveness is you don't think about it no more. Once we repent from a sin, part of the forgiving process is that the sin has been erased if that person said yes, they forgive you, then that sin was automatically erased off your record, your book of deeds. And you just move on. Don't think about it no more. It's over. It's done. It's in the past. As Muslims, we live each day, today and tomorrow. We leave the past in the past. So, yes, you're forgiven, inshallah. That's it. It's not going to come back because he told you he forgives you. Yes.
Okay, jazakallah khairan.
Yeah. No problem, brother. Okay. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullah.
Alhamdulillah. Okay, yes, that's a good question, guys. And this is something that I'm always emphasizing to you guys here. Move on. In order for your sin to be forgiven, it must meet the following conditions. Number one, you have to stop doing the sin. Number two, you must have felt bad about having done it. Number three, you must be determined to never commit that sin again. And number four, if the sin entailed harming another Muslim of his rights, you make that restitution. If you made the restitution by asking that person to forgive you, then that's it. And they told you yes, that's it. It's done. You move forward. You don't think about it no more. You keep it moving. You don't think about it no more. If that person recants his forgiveness, that's his problem, because that's a different story. One of the signs of a hypocrite. Now, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam told us the signs of a hypocrite. One of the signs of a hypocrite is he can't be trusted. He'll tell you yes and then recant it. That's a hypocrite. So that's that person's problem. That ain't yours. That person told you yes, they forgive you. It's a done deal. It's over. I'm going to move on with my life. If that person chooses to say, I changed my mind, that's that person's problem. Everybody got it? Very good question that brother had. Because a lot of us have a hard time letting go and moving on. Okay? Everybody understand that answer?
Question on top of that one.
Huh?
So what someone says they already forgave you, but then when something happens between you guys again, they'll bring up whatever.
That's a hypocrite. That's the signs of hypocrisy. Remember, one of the signs of a hypocrite is he gets plays and dirty doesn't. Okay? That means whenever he gets angry, he gonna throw back up in your face stuff that he already said he forgave you for. That's a hypocrite. That's his problem. It ain't your problem. That's something that person has to work out with Allah and himself. Yeah, that's that person's problem. So don't worry about that. He forgave you, so you're good to go. It's sad how people are today, how we become as Muslims today so twisted. We are imitating the unbelievers in how we treat each other. It's sad. It's sad. By the way, guys, don't forget to click on that tab right there. There's the make a donation. Y'all see it? I forgot. Y'all see how I moved it around? You can scan that little scan thing and it'll take you right to the donations. Yeah, I like that. Fresno, you see how this stuff is working? You see it, Fresno? See the tab? Mina? You see it? Pfizer?
Yeah, it looks good.
You see how I can make it go that way too? I got a little ticker there. Was Pfizer in it? Did Pfizer see it?
Before I forget this question somebody asked.
Okay.
The sister said, my husband was abusive. Oh, let me read it again. And then he ended up being in jail for a few years because of abusing me. And then now he recently came out and then saying, you saw my wife. So what do I do in this case?
Did he divorce her before he went to jail?
No.
So what makes her think that? Was she cheating on her husband? Hello. There we go. See how people are? If he never divorced her, she's still his wife. In jail or not. And I hope she wasn't having sex with people. I mean, this is the twisted society, or the twisted nation we have become. We've become Americanized. We Muslims have become Americanized. I'm talking about the ones that come from the Bantu culture. You guys come from Muslim countries. Your parents brought you here to America trying to provide you with a better life. Oh, they gave you a better life, all right. Right? To the point where you've adopted the Kafir way ideology. So you think that because a man is in jail, y'all divorce, so you can go and get another dude. Astaghfirullah, you are an adulterer.
Wouldn't that be abandonment after 3 months?
There's no such thing. That's another example of being Americanized. There's no such thing as abandonment in Islam. We are Muslims. We ain't Kafirs. Christians believe in abandonment. We don't believe in that. We believe in marriage and divorce. So y'all have, this is the problem with this nation. You sisters have got to stop trying to be like the Kafir women and learn your religion. So now you got a bunch of fornicators, adulterers in here. Can y'all, that's a major sin. You better hope you don't die before repenting. Here you are an adulterer. Because this man was in jail, you think you was divorced? Again, unless your husband tells you, I divorced you, you are not divorced, women. Unless you go to a judge or a Muslim imam who specializes in divorce and ask for a khula, you're not divorced. Because even though he's in jail, the imam could have sent him a letter saying you are hereby divorced. It didn't happen. You committed adultery. You are a taster. And the prophet said the worst of women are the tasters. I don't have respect for them either. A taster is a woman that sleeps around, hops around, looking for a reason to go taste somebody else's gold. You expect that from a man. It ain't supposed to come from a woman. Literally. Hello. This is the problem. And I want all you brothers, Sheikh Atli, Abu Sama Asahabi, Sheikh Morsi, Kareem Abu Zayd. Y'all better address that. You got a lot of tasting women here. A lot of women who have committed adultery because they done hopped around from bed to bed thinking that they're not married because they ain't been with a man for 3 months. Astaghfirullah. You better talk about divorce to these women. Yeah. All right. Any other questions? But yeah, tell her that she is his wife. Until he divorces her, she will stay his wife. Or until she divorces him, she will be his wife. And any man she done been with, they gonna be denizens of the hellfire together. Bumping and grinding in that hellfire. I gotta get graphic, guys. Because that's how serious this is. That's some serious stuff for you sisters. It's better you hear it from me than a man. Okay. Any other questions? Go ahead. Yeah, you can be divorced through a letter. Oh, yeah. That's what the sisters asked me. Oh, yeah, you can be married through a letter, too. The Prophet Muhammad, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, married Habiba through a letter. They weren't together. They didn't meet until a couple of years later. Consummated the wedding. Yeah, if the imam wanted to divorce her, all he had to do was send him a certified mail to the pokey saying, Dear pokey man, you are hereby divorced. That's all. Divorce and marriage is easy in Islam. They're so easy to do that you Muslims ain't doing them. That's how easy it is to get divorced in Islam. It's so easy that you sisters are bypassing it. You know, you should have went to the mosque and had the imam send a letter to the brother saying, hey, pokey man, You are hereby officially divorced. That's it. He could have sent an email to him. Dear man in the pokey, you are hereby divorced. That's it. He didn't do it. Yeah. Next question. Everybody quiet. What's going on? We got a lot of adulterers. Y'all better clean it up. How can you make the situation right? You better seek some forgiveness from Allah. Whatever relationship you in right now, you better get out of it. Whatever relationship you in with whatever man you with now, what you got to do is say, oh, I was married, brother. And you got to pack your stuff and separate immediately and bounce your behind on that prayer rug and ask Allah to forgive you for being an idiot. And then you better run to an imam and a mosque and say, oh, imam, I made a mistake. Although ignorance is no excuse. I've laid up with some other man and wasn't divorced. Can you help me make this right? And hopefully that imam will go ahead and issue a divorce to the first one for you. That's how you make it right. And then you got to redo your whole, after the other dude repent too, you got to redo the whole so-called scandal, slanderous relationship all over again. Yeah. You better make it right instead of dying that way as an adulteress. Yeah. We have to learn our deen, guys. And that's why I want you sisters out there to understand. This Q&A is for women and men. But y'all know my dawah has always been directed at you sisters. You know, my classes are every day. Every day, beginning at 6 p.m. That's the class you need to be at. We need to learn our religion. Learn it correctly so we can practice it and we don't end up looking stupid because here we are, an adulteress. Because we thought that we could just jump up and marry somebody because our husband went to the pokey. Gotta learn the deen. Yeah, we got about 3 minutes left. Are there any other questions? We only got 3 minutes left before the phone lines go dead. Okay, well, I think that's all the questions. Inshallah, guys, this was a very good, informative Q&A. We had some very good questions. Nicole, thank you. Thank you for your questions again, Nicole, because you are giving the Muslim women here something to think about. They're having to rethink their marriages. They're having to rethink their rights and their roles. And I really pray, Sister Nicole, that Allah guides you to Islam, because I really believe that you would make a great Muslim. You'll be able to hang in here with me. I think you become my new sidekick. Me, you, and Fresno, and Sabrine, and Ifty, we kick it. Okay? May Allah guide you. And for everybody else, please support this dawah effort by donating and also spread the word. Spread the word to everyone on your friends list, your social media, to not just attend this every Friday, but to attend my classes every day too. So I want to thank everybody for joining and participating. Wait a minute, one more call. One more call. Hello? Hello? Hi. Okay, hold on for a second. This is a very good question, and I don't know how come I can't ever work this phone right. She's asking, guys, about our personal jinn, and this is the same question that Bethany asked, and I forgot to answer this for you, Bethany. I'm sorry. She wants to know what happens to our personal jinn when we die. Does it die too? And the correct answer is Allah knows best. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam didn't go into detail about what happens to him, but he did tell us that he will be in the hellfire because the jinn that Allah assigned to us is an evil jinn. And if you end up in hell, he will be your companion in hell too. But he will be in the hellfire because he's not a Muslim. But whether does he die when we die, does Allah reassign him? Only Allah knows. You know, the Prophet never shared that information, and the companions always said to that, you know, it's best to say Allahu Alam because none of us can speculate about the unseen. You know. Yes, wait a minute, hold on, I'm trying to, I don't know why my phone is where I can't hear you. Okay, go ahead now.
So your story was Prophet Idris, like you talked about a couple days ago, I think.
Yes.
And we wanted to know if it was Prophet Idris that was the one who died in the stick with him.
Okay, the story of
You didn't mention that.
if he died, what? I'm sorry.
In German.
I hear the echo from the website. I can't hear you.
We wanted to know if this is true, if Prophet Idris died in one of the levels of Jannah.
Oh no, girl, no. All we know about Prophet Idris is what I taught you. That's when that came directly from the Quran. That's it. Anything else we don't speculate about. Allah tells us he was the father of writhing. You know, he was a righteous man. That's it. You know, and why would he die in Jannah anyway when he wasn't in Jannah? I mean, there's no death in paradise anyway, so that doesn't make sense. No.
Right, okay, yeah. We wanted to ask about that because we saw it somewhere.
Yeah, be careful. By the way, guys, for everyone, be careful with that Google. Do y'all know that most of Google is about Islam is written by the Shiites? And the Shiites don't believe in the Hadith books. They don't believe in Bukhari and Muslim. They have their own Hadiths that they make up. Just like the question last week, somebody asked me about the angel of death. They wanted to know if is it true that the angel of death comes to visit you when you make your prayers? That's not true. And the man that is given a lecture on that he's a 12er. Those are Shiites. That's what the Shiites believe, and they made up their own hadiths. They have a hadith that they made up by somebody that none of us have ever heard of that says the angel of death comes and sits with you and do all kinds of stuff. Be careful of Google. Google is run by the Shiites, and the Shiites do not believe in Bukhari, Muslim, Muwatta, none of that. They got their own books, and and be careful of lislam.org. lislam.org is Shiite. Those are Shiites. A lot of these questions y'all Google, it'll take you to lislam.org. Those are the 12ers. Those are Shiite men. Those are not people of the Sunnah. So don't believe nothing that these people tell you. And they're the ones with this story about Prophet Idris. Just like they're the ones about that angel of death. Y'all got to leave Google alone. To learn this religion, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said to learn from the people and knowledge, you have to find a teacher, an Islamic teacher like me, and sit with me like in my classes and learn directly from us. You do not learn Islam by Googling, because all you're going to do is end up with the awliya of Shaitan, and Shaitan has more allies than Allah does. So be careful. Yeah. Any other questions, sister? Okay. Okay.
We don't know where we saw this, but we also saw discovered something about a beast during the last, nearing the day of judgment. Is that within Islam as well?
Yes, one of the signs of the last hour. One of the signs of the last hour will be the emergence of the beast. He will come out of the earth, and he will have with him the staff of Moses and the ring of Solomon. And he will go throughout the earth, and he will hit everyone on their nose, and either put K for kafir on their nose, or not. So yeah, that's all we know about the beast. He's just that, a half man, half beast. Yeah, and that's it. That's all that Allah, the Prophet, told us about him. That's one of the greater signs. He'll come right before the last hour. Yeah. Okay, no problem, sweetie. Okay, assalamu alaikum. Rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Okay, guys. But that was good. She had some pretty good questions there. So again, and be careful. Like I told her, that alislam.org, that's probably where that little boy was going getting his stuff from. Those are Shiites. Those are Shiites. They call themselves the 12ers. And they sit there and tell you, we are the 12ers. Most of the stuff on Google is from them. They the ones with the money and the honey. So y'all better be careful. Because they will pull you in with that money and honey and take you to that place you don't want to go. All right, so I think we're going to close it up for tonight. Very good questions, very good ending. Please make sure that you guys share. Please click my YouTube channel to subscribe, hit the bell, and also for those of you on Facebook, please share, too, and try to get as many people as possible to come and join and be a part of learning Islam in its truthfulness. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk.
Recording stopped.
And now let me stop the stream. How do I do it? Okay, how do I do it again, Tarek? I can't. Oh, okay. How do I stop it, y'all? Oh, end stream. Click that. End stream. Did it stream? Did it stop? Oh, I think it stopped.